Okay, I have to turn on the microphone. Can you hear me without it?
Yes.
Yeah. Really? Everybody and all dark?
Sounds pretty good, yeah.
Okay, good. You can talk loud. Okay, so I'm Joe Smith, and you can find me on Twitter at ArtDudeJoe. This session is, the hashtag is PCN11CreateTalk. My website is artdudegraphics.com. You can download this presentation at artdudegraphics.com/createtalk.pdf. Okay, so I started my company Art Dude Graphics in 1992 doing graphic design and advertising, and have since also added writing code. I'm also a founding partner and the vice president of Zipbox Media, vice president of art and code of Zipbox Media LLC, which you can find at zipboxmedia.com. And we're going to talk today about creatives and geeks should talk. Both creatives and geeks are seeking a goal, a product, which might be a website or an application. And geeks tend to, are you going to be able to see the white background on here? Yes, can you see that? Geeks approach building a product like this in their own way, typically. Creatives approach it typically in their own way, which is a different way. What I'd like to propose is that both geeks and creatives can work together. Wow. Yeah, we're going to have fun, aren't we? Both geeks and creatives can work together at key moments in the process, beginning to ending, for a much better product. If you're really into fancy slideshows, you would really enjoy that. I've been a creative since 1979 when I worked for the Tennessean and the National Banner in the ad layout department. And I have been, let's define creatives for Podcamp, okay? A creative is someone who conceives, designs, and produces visual or verbal or oral or tactile art for mass consumption, like the web, print, TV, or environment. Everybody writing that down? It sucks, so don't write it down. People who make it look good or sound good, okay? Those are creatives. How many creatives here? Raise your hands. I know it's early for, well, okay. So it's smattering and they're all over the place. It's very good. Now, I've been a card-carrying geek since around 1998 when I decided that pretty websites weren't good enough, because the web has some intelligence built in it, I hope. So I learned, I started writing some code, PHP and MySQL at the very beginning for sure. Still love that stuff, but right about that time, I wrote my own CMS, and then in about 2004, I wrote a shopping cart. Now, a geek is someone, start writing, please. But a geek is someone who conceives, plans, and produces software or software-like functionality through scripting or compilable programming languages. No. Okay, it blew up. People who make it do stuff. People who make it look or sound good are the creatives, and people who make it do stuff are the geeks. We're the geeks in the audience. Okay, there you are. Hey, so how many of you raised your hand for both? There's 3. Anybody else? Another both? Oh, there you are. Okay, excellent. Cool. So now we're going to move on and talk about the creative process. Okay? Because we're going to compare these processes. First of all, a creative needs to research what they're doing. They need to gather information, especially when you're doing it in the form of a site or an app or a brochure or something that the creatives have their background in, and if it's for promoting something. So we need to know what that product is. And it's funny, I've had a number of clients be unable to articulate what it is that they sell. So if you're a wordsmith, a copywriter, then you probably are going to need to use your creative skills to help them. You've heard of an elevator speech or something like that. That's the creative process as well. So you got to know the product, you got to know the audience, who are they selling this product to, and then you got to know the call to action. These are all real standard questions. And you also need to know what the skill set that you bring to the solution. So if you're a typographer, if you're a copywriter, if you're a photographer, if you're a designer, all those skill sets, and then obviously today, see, I was raised with a T-square and a triangle. But today it's also about software and your ability to deal with what's available in software. So once you've gathered research, once a creative has gathered research and gathered knowledge about what it is that they're going to produce, next starts the phase of, and can we see the light? Kind of. Wow, there's an LED light bulb right here. Inspiration. Okay? So, and inspiration actually is the creating part. This is where you're going to formulate ideas in your mind and maybe sketches on paper. And so what you're really looking for is a new approach. A new approach. We need a new technological approach, I think. But so you're creating and you're looking for inspiration that will formulate the ideas in your mind. One of the great tools to use and the great steps to use when you're looking for inspiration is brainstorming. You can brainstorm by yourself using software or a big piece of paper. I love big pieces of paper. And the bigger the better, depending on the project. But you can also do that in a team, and that's really preferable because brainstorming, the more brains you have, the more ideas, and the more you can gather those ideas and evaluate them. Everybody's done brainstorming, and it's a really great and fun process. Or am I wrong? Everybody's done brainstorming. You haven't done brainstorming?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said no, you're not wrong.
Okay, right. Okay, and then often inspiration, you have to wait on the inspiration. I prefer it when I can formulate an idea in my mind and I can see it and I can close my eyes and I can touch it and I know what it's going to look like. I prefer it that way so that I can move to the next step, which is production. So when you're building something, obviously a big part of what you're doing is all the work, all the busy and hard work that you do to put things together. All the bringing together photographs, choosing fonts, choosing color schemes, doing all those things. And when you're in production, you're looking for a medium. Yes, you are. There it is. I knew it. And you're actually building the product. Inevitably, in the creative process, there are roadblocks. There are challenges. See? I told you there were challenges. That get in the way of finishing the product. So what do creatives need to do when they run into challenges? Creatives need to go back to their research. Because a well-informed creative becomes much more capable of producing an appropriate idea as well as a very creative idea. So when you go back to research, you can also have more inspiration and more production toward your challenges. The idea is to move the challenges out of the way and eliminate them and deliver your final product. Cool. Okay? So that's the creative process. Gather information, know what you're dealing with, be well informed, then through your information become inspired, produce it, deal with the challenges, deliver. Let's do an example. I had a client come to me with a company, the client was the company that makes corrugated paper products. Not cardboard. It's that stuff. See, there's a sheet under there. There's 3 sheets.